Right, hold on.
Okay, so guys, if you're new to the show, what we're doing now is we're just going to break down the high impact news that's coming up and scheduled for the week in the FX world, and look at it from the mindset of a professional trader, which obviously Andy is that guy. And he'll be then saying, well, these are the opportunities that I would expect. So from there, actually, just because of time, and I want to fit in as much as we can, let's look at what you would be looking at from this news throughout the week. It doesn't look like there's that much, so it'd be interesting to get your feedback. And then let's just dive in, do a deep dive into a currency pair that you would look at based on these news events.
Yeah. Just yeah, I thought there must be some bank holidays in. So yeah, so there's nothing high impact today. Tomorrow we got a bank holiday in Italy, and nothing high impact on Wednesday. So might be a day, a few days of ranging. And then on Thursday we've got a bank holiday in Canada. We've got OPEC meetings that will affect oil, so it can still affect the Canadian dollar, with it being such a big part of oil. And yeah, so we've got Governor Bailey speaking at 8 o'clock on Thursday, 8 p.m. UK. ISM manufacturing PMI at 3 p.m. This is it's flagged as a red. It's not going to have a massive impact on the market. So from a volatility point of view, I wouldn't think that's going to have a big impact. And then Friday is the big one. Average hourly earnings and non-farm payrolls happening at the usual time of 1:30, so first Friday of the month. So it could be a fairly quiet week. Might be a good conducive market for taking some short-term range trades, especially the start of the week. If you are positioning yourself in a dollar pair, you probably want to look, you can use the quiet times to position yourself to see if you can get a little bit of a move before non-farm payrolls, which we can have a look at. So yeah, I think obviously with NFP, it would definitely be worth looking at a dollar pair to see what's available, either for a short-term trade or positioning ourselves for a longer-term trade to see if we can catch a move. That's one of the sort of ways you can kind of get into an idea with potential high volatility but with low risk, is by building your position up through the week. It's something we used to do on the trading floors, because if it goes your way, great, you've got a perfect entry from the start of the week. If it goes against you, you've given yourself a little bit of buffer, because you've got in at a good price. So I would suggest something like the euro dollar or another dollar pair. But yeah, I'm happy to look at anything, guys. So we can do it by vote.
Well, in memory of your Steady Eddie story and the euro dollar, why don't we just jump into that so that we can really cover as much as we can in that?
Yep, I will bring that up. 1 second. Okay. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So since our initial, so we've done this a couple of times now, and just bring in my thing. So the market's reacting perfectly. We spoke a few weeks ago about the short up here. That market has now had a nice push down, and you can see it got quite overextended. It's pulled back. It's reacted quite nicely on our daily level here and created this this reversal pattern here. Now, that doesn't necessarily, because it could be a rangy market, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go down. It could just consolidate here. So I would definitely kind of consider that as a possibility. So let's have a look at it. Let me see what we can just with that aside, let's work out what's going on here and where it could actually go and what kind of trade we can do. So I will start with just doing something simple here. I just want to see where we have the 38.2 is there. And we have a really nice old support level there. That's acted as support, resistance, 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 support, support. That comes in at 119.89. As you know, guys, that's pretty much 120. I would just, because it's had such a big drop, like at a fast pace, I mean, yes, we've got this type of scenario here, which, you know, did kind of do that and then ranged and then eventually went down. So we have got that type of scenario. And then we've got the other scenario where it finds some support and then goes and tests 120, which could represent a potential nice short opportunity. So let me just take a look at a couple of things here. We'll keep that level in, and I'm just going to kind of see how the market is generally moving here. So you can see there that it likes to move around that kind of pace. So just moved it, but I'll move it back in a sec. So you can see there, market is acting quite nice as support. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that as a support area. So whoops. Okay, can we move it? There we go. Perfect. And then I'm also going to mark down where the 618 retracement is of this move. So from low to high, like that. Let's mark down where the 618 is. See if we've got there yet. Not yet. That comes in at around 118.95. So very close to here, actually. That's interesting. So we could get a little bit of, maybe a little bit of support here. Let's see if that's a good level there. Look at that, guys. See how it's reacted here? Resistance it has got, and even here. So that looks like an area which might, considering this, guys, is like with there not being a lot of data, if there's going to be a bit of a range, then we might get high tests and low tests, and this could be a low test day. So there could be some room for this to possibly react in this area here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick over to my lower time frames, and I can do similar work here. I don't know if this market angle is the same as the daily, but I'll just take it for granted for now. Look at that. Perfect. Really comes really nicely into that zone. Okay. Now, let me go to the hourly time frame. Let's do some more work. Let's get in. This might be a short-term trade I did today, guys, for now. So let's do our daily trading range. See where that comes in. See how well that's been fitted to the market. And if we need to adapt it. So it's got somewhat volatile here. So you could definitely adapt this a little bit. I mean, the current predicted low is where we're looking, but you could maybe adapt this to like a 1.2. Slightly better fit. That acted as support. Okay, and then I'm going to also do this, guys. I'm just going to find where my Fibonacci D is going down. I know this is a little bit complicated if you're a beginner, but I'm just kind of doing what I would normally do to find turning points. So what do we have? We have the two fibs that I'd be interested in is the 1618, which is there, and then the 200, which is there. So that kind of falls in quite nicely around 118.95 to 118.78. I would expect a bounce up in this zone today. So I would be looking for some kind of potential confirmation. You can use, I don't know if I've got them on this platform actually, but you can use other tools like the pivot point. Do I have them on here? I don't think I do. For some reason, MT4 doesn't have pivot points, but you could add the pivot points on there as well, just to see where, if there's anything else lining up. And so that looks like a decent setup to me, where you should be buying basically in this zone here. And I'd be thinking like possibly short term, like if you want to do a short term trade. And so where does that, hold on, let me go back to that 4 hour. 118.95 is there. So 118.78, I believe, is there. Yeah, that works out quite well, because that could just be a low test. I think that would be a no-brainer to buy there and see if it holds, and then wait for it to go push up. So anywhere kind of here, I think is a good short-term trade. If you want to have like, if you think the market could push up, you could try and catch it back up to here, which is that 120 zone. And if we do the fibs going up, I don't know what that would look like, but we can definitely have a look. Oh, wow. Look at that, guys. Look at that. The 200 extension is exactly on that line. So that looks like a good, well, if you want to do this as a swing trade, so you've got two options here. I'll give you two options. Go to a lower time frame, like a 15-minute chart. Look for it to get into this box and scalp it long. Okay, so you can scalp it back up to here, old support becoming resistance, and just take your money and go. Or you can get in somewhere here, stop here, target here. And then I'd be looking at 120 as an area to take profit, and then possibly even go short at that point. And that's it, really.
Just like that.
Yeah, I will. I can have a look to see if. Let me know, guys, if that makes sense to you, and I will try and find my screen, which I've lost.
I'm on Facebook on my phone, so if anybody's got any questions,
oh, okay. So you can see people's comments, yeah.
I can now. Yeah, I just realised I can do that. Priscilla's nice exclamation mark Brucey is saying brilliant. So yeah, we got some happy people in the live today, and obviously the people watching the show on the rerun at their own leisure as well. I'm sure we'll be getting a ton of value out of that. So yeah, we are good, Mr. Deming.
Fantastic.
So thank you very much for sharing with us your experience from both sides of the investment and prop trading world, I suppose. It's been quite enlightening, and obviously, like I said, next week we'll be diving in more detail around the KPIs, some of the things you were mentioning there about the equity curve and the drawdowns and how to put all of these things together and what to be aware of. So we'll go through that next week. Obviously, we've got Crypto Like a Pro tomorrow. That will be at the same time. So 12 midday BST, which is British summertime. And if you're over this side of the pond, that'll be 9 p.m. Eastern Australian Eastern Standard Time. I know there's been quite a lot of things as there is with cryptos. We'll just touch on it. I know tomorrow's show is cryptos, and people that are watching FX, they're watching this, they don't want to talk about cryptos, but there's been a lot of change week on week. And yeah, there's some very interesting changes. I know a lot of people are kind of a bit freaked out about Binance and things like that. So I believe we've addressed that in the group, right?
Yeah, I will. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. But yeah, I have addressed it in the group.
Perfect. And no one's got anything unduly to worry about. Obviously, it's been addressed in the group. If there was any major emergencies, I'm sure we'd be on it straight away and doing a live broadcast to say get out, or something like that. So is there anything you want to say on that note before we kind of address it properly tomorrow?
Well, the only thing I'll say is I'm not personally doing anything at the moment in terms of I'm not being affected by the news until I hear from Binance themselves. So that's but I will be actively looking for solutions for people anyway, in case we are not able to trade. I think it's only on the trading side anyway, so we might still be able to hold positions. But once we figure that out, I will give you guys some alternatives to use. So don't worry, we've got your back. We know how to handle these sort of things. Awesome,
cool. So just checking in on the notes. Dan DJ Booker says, over my head, the reason I took the course. So within a bit of time and application, then well done, Mr. Deming. You're on it, mate.
Beautiful horses there as well to show us. So I thought we should.
Exactly. Registered on StreamYard. We've got the name and we've got a cool photo. And yeah, welcome aboard on the course. And just apply yourself on the course, and that will start to make a lot more sense. So with that being said, we're going to bounce. So that was today's Pips Like a Pro show with me, the part-time host, and Andy, the full-time trader and the part-time host. So yeah, you've gone above and beyond duty today. So I'll have to try and make it up for you and everyone in the Crypto Like a Pro show tomorrow.
Awesome. No worries. I'm supposed to play music, aren't I? Crap.
No, I'll play the music. I've got it queued up. That's the link.
Okay, awesome.
See if you can find where the
I put a really slow version of Ciao Bella, mate. It didn't work with the crowd. I was getting insulted.
So I'm glad you can't find the thanks for watching banner, otherwise I would be out of a job. They just get to stare at your pretty face for the next 20 seconds.
Oh.
So yeah, guys, thanks a lot for watching. This has been Pips Like a Pro, the live show with me, Gavin, the host, and the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Andy Deming. We'll be back tomorrow, midday, BST. Oh, he's only gone and done it. And I know what's coming next. I know what's coming next, boo-boo. You ain't going to get me. You ain't going to get me.
No, mate. I'm very, very mature. I wouldn't do a single thing like that. I would never do that to you.
A funny story. I'll share with you next time, guys.
Take care, guys.